I'd like to thank you for joining us here today. My name is Eric Schroeder. I'm Director of Marketing at the Bluetooth SIG. I'd also like to thank our members for coming to our presentation today. In addition to my presentation, you'll be hearing from CSR, NORDIC, and Ring with a little bit of how they're using Bluetooth to innovate on Bluetooth technology. And I invite you to also spend some time looking at the other member demonstrations that will be here in the back of the room. I'm going to spend about 20 or 25 minutes talking to you today about the most recent developments in Bluetooth technology and a little bit about what the Bluetooth SIG does to help proliferate Bluetooth technology around the world. Bluetooth SIG is a member organization, and we are charged with expanding the use of Bluetooth technology on a worldwide basis. We also help facilitate the development of the technology and bring new innovations to market. We're based in Kirkland, Washington, and we have over 23,000 companies that are members of the Bluetooth SIG. When you look at the Asia Pacific region, we have about 1/3 of all of our member organizations come from the Asia Pacific region. And in just last year, that membership grew by 30%. So very fast growth. It's very strong in all countries in the Asia Pacific region, with Japan particularly being the second largest individual country within the Asia Pacific region. It's very important for us, and we continue to see very good growth from new companies that are interested in using Bluetooth technology in their latest products. So more member companies means more products coming to market. It was just in 1999 that Bluetooth was announced as a technology. And it took about 9 years for it to ship 1 billion products. And in about 2000 was when we hit that milestone. And just since 2010 to 2014, we've already gone from 1 billion product shipping a year to 3 billion product shipping a year, and over that this year in 2014. And that growth is going to continue at an amazing rate. By 2018, on a global basis, over 4.6 billion Bluetooth products will ship in that year alone. It's really phenomenal. And this is the fastest growing wireless technology in history. And it's going to continue to grow even faster. And there's one main reason for that. Bluetooth had a traditional role in connecting headsets and audio devices to mobile devices, a headset to a car, a headset to a mobile phone for hands-free talking. But with the introduction of Bluetooth Smart in 2010, and the low energy technology that it made available really caused a second wave and dramatic increase in Bluetooth adoption. And there's two key components to what makes Bluetooth Smart something special. As I mentioned, it's very power efficient. It's so power efficient that instead of a device running for maybe a month or 2 months on a battery, it can now run for a year or 2 years on a battery. It can be placed into much smaller devices because it can run for a very long time with a very small battery. Or it can be implemented with various scenarios in energy harvesting, so there's no battery at all. So just physical movement helps charge a very tiny battery. But this goes beyond simple power efficiency. What was introduced in Bluetooth 4.1 and Bluetooth Smart was a new application development environment. It created ways for developers to not only create a connection using a low power connection to a device, but it also opened up the ability to create software applications that take data from a device like a heart rate monitor and turn that into useful information for the user. And it's no coincidence that after Bluetooth Smart was introduced in 2010, with the Apple iPhone 4S in 2011, and the inclusion of Bluetooth in the latest version of the operating system from Apple at that time, we saw an immediate explosion in the number of wearables and accessories coming to market. And there's really one reason for that, and that's Bluetooth. Because of Bluetooth smart technology, it's now feasible to create a connection from almost any kind of monitoring device to an application that exists on a smartphone or a tablet. And what's unique about that is that as a developer comes up with a new application to capture new kinds of data, and you'll see some of those examples later here today, the software can be updated on the phone so that it can use that information along with the app. It happens in the background, and it creates an environment where innovators, entrepreneurs can create brand new products that nobody has ever conceived of before. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a couple of minutes. So Bluetooth has now become a global standard in almost all mobile devices. And as a matter of fact, by 2018, Bluetooth and Bluetooth Smart will be included in 96% of all mobile handsets. And that's not just smartphones, that's all mobile handsets. So when you think about what that means for someone who wants to create a new product that uses Bluetooth Smart, they know that their potential customer absolutely has that Bluetooth connection in their smartphone, tablet, or PC. They know that they don't have to engineer the collector of the data. They know that they have a huge market, a market of billions, to create a new service and change the way people interact with their world. This is really one of the foundational elements of Bluetooth, and no other low-power wireless connectivity solution or technology can make that claim that they're going to be in so many solutions. You have Wi-Fi. Well, Wi-Fi is focused on other connections. For a low-power connection, taking data from a peripheral to a hub like a smartphone, Bluetooth is really the best option for someone interested in reaching large markets and large numbers of people. So what does that mean in terms of, let's break that down for how it looks in the Japan market itself. This is a chart showing mobile operating, the share of all smartphone shipments by operating system. And as you can see in Japan, a little over half of all the shipments as of the first quarter of this year were an iOS and Windows Phone. And as I mentioned previously, it was in 2011 that with the iPhone 4S that Apple included a native implementation of Bluetooth Smart in their operating system. And this is when all the innovation really started to take off, because it was very simple for application developers to create apps for your Bluetooth products, because there was a native API in the iOS operating system. But that was only a portion of the market. This is actually a very large share for this country. In most countries, iOS doesn't have this much market share. There was a portion missing, and that was with Android. Last year, Android developed or implemented a native implementation of Bluetooth Smart in Android operating system. That was with Android 4.3. And lately they've gone even farther. Android announced in June of this year that they have further extended the integration of Bluetooth technology into the Android operating system. It develops on top of the latest version of Bluetooth technology, Bluetooth 4.1. It was the first operating system to natively support Bluetooth 4.1, which had many different enhancements for usability for consumers and more flexibility for developers. Significantly, in this latest version of Android, Android L, they will be extending the Bluetooth capability even further. And now, an Android device can occupy a role of both a client and a server. And what this means is that a developer now can create a device that can do two different roles simultaneously. So your heart rate monitor can speak to your watch, and your watch can speak to your phone. And they can do different things at the same time. Again, it's about providing flexibility to developers so that they can create new solutions. and not have them constrained by the standards of the technology or having difficulties writing for the various operating systems. So we have Bluetooth in so many smartphones, and it's really driven by this operating system level support. It means that you have Bluetooth in more and more hubs. You've got Bluetooth in just about every handset, tablet, PC that consumers own today. It makes for a huge market for application and product developers. But significantly, Android L also created one development environment for screen sizes from the handset, going up to the tablet, to the PC, to the television. And with this enhancement and with the native support of Bluetooth, that means that you now have the capability for a developer to create an application that will run on all these devices with only writing it one time. It makes it much simpler for a developer to create an app that runs on Android across all the different sizes of screens. And also, very significantly, you're going to now have Bluetooth included in television sets. With a Bluetooth radio in the television set, that means not only can smart home solutions connect to your phone, but they could connect to the television set so that you can control things when you're not at home. When you leave your home with your phone and you want to control your lights, you could still do that because that Bluetooth radio would be inside the television set, and you can run apps now for Android from the TV set. It creates much more opportunities to expand the capabilities of Bluetooth in enabling the smart home of the future. With Bluetooth in all these smart hubs, you have more and more peripheral devices coming to market. I mentioned a little bit about that before. You had the uptake in wearables, everything from the Fitbit to the Mi Band to smartwatches, but it goes beyond that into medical and to smart home with key locks, baby monitors, even a Bluetooth toothbrush. There is an explosion in the number of different Bluetooth products coming to market, and it's all because Bluetooth Smart is integrated into those hub devices, those tablets, PCs, and handhelds that people have in their pocket. And we're going to see there's some really interesting presentations on that later today. One of the big growing areas that we've seen is around beacons. Apple announced in the middle of last year something called iBeacon. And what most people don't realize is that iBeacon is just Bluetooth. It's just Bluetooth Smart. And iBeacon was essentially a white paper for how to implement Bluetooth Smart for a beacon. But really, it doesn't do anything different than Bluetooth Smart does natively. So we've seen in just the last year an explosion in the number of beacons coming to market. And these are being done in retail situations, in indoor navigation situations, in airports, in museums, providing information based on the context of what they're doing. That context is when they walk close to something, when they approach something, a message is delivered to them. And here's an example that's happening in China today. The Shinjuku Creators Festa is going to start today. And at that, each of the artist exhibits, you see an example here of one of the artists that will be on exhibit there. You download this application from me onto your smartphone. As you approach any of these works of art, information will pop up onto your phone and tell you exactly what is going on with that art, who the artist is, and provide you some background information. And as you approach the next piece of art, a different set of information will come up. And that's based on your proximity to the beacon and some intelligence happening on the level of the context of what you're doing at that time. This implementation happens to be implemented by Applex, somebody who's going to be here today, so you can talk to them about it, using some of their beacon technology. But this is proliferating throughout the world. And what makes it so interesting is that it's very inexpensive to create these. It's very simple to create new applications for beacon technology. So you can imagine it's not just works of art. You could go into a retail location, and once you've established and downloaded the application to your smartphone, say at the Sony store, As you approach the Sony store, it could be welcoming you back to the store. And you could say, I want to navigate to the latest smartphones. Where are they in the store? And that can provide you navigation and directional information in the store. Or as you walk to the second level and you want to find recorders or cameras, as you approach a specific camera, a special offer or discount could be automatically downloaded to your phone. It provides for a very interesting and dynamic retail experience for customers in stores. And that's why we've seen this pop up all around the world. From hearing almost nothing about it about a year ago, beacons has become one of the fastest growing sectors for Bluetooth, and it's only going to grow faster. So where are some of the biggest growth happening? You have Bluetooth in a couple of really fast-growing areas. You have health and fitness, and wireless connectivity. And you see that we've had tremendous growth. In 2013, 34 million Bluetooth units will ship in this sector, and then by 2018, that'll about quadruple. So again, tremendous growth in this sector. And it's really driven by, again, that ability to very inexpensively create a wearable or monitoring device and have that be able to sync with an application on a smartphone. The next big area for Bluetooth is going to be in the smart home. We've had a proliferation of various wireless standards here, but now with the advent of Bluetooth Smart, we're going to see some of the fastest growth in this area for wireless connectivity because of Bluetooth Smart. Very few units are shipping today, only 5.4 million globally, but that's going to grow at a tremendous rate to close to 200 million. So we're really at the beginning stages of this, and this could even grow further. I think some of these estimates may improve being low. Once people have the ability to connect their lights, the switches in their home, heating and air conditioning systems, all these devices can then be linked together through a smartphone application and controlled very easily from that one locale. So we're going to see a lot of growth in this area in the coming years. So these are just some of the areas that we're seeing such growth for Bluetooth Smart. As I mentioned, health and wellness growing at close to 100% compared with a compounded annual growth rate. Consumer electronics, a huge sector for us, that continues to grow at a very strong rate. Beacons and retail applications, payment systems using Bluetooth technology, we're going to more than double in the next 4 years. And then in the area of smart home, almost tripling of that size of the unit shipments in smart home as we expand the capabilities of Bluetooth with meshing technology and extending the range. We're going to see continued growth in this area. It's some of the fastest that we've seen in any market sector. So what is the Bluetooth SIG all about? Well, we help companies do two things. We help them basically innovate. We create a way for them to, in a standardized way, create any new product that they can imagine and know that they can connect it and have it work together with the smartphones, tablets, and PCs that people already own. So we help people create for the technology, use the technology in their products, but then we also provide a means for companies to enhance the technology, to make Bluetooth better over time. So one of the key functions of the Bluetooth SIG is to work with our member organizations to continue to expand what Bluetooth capabilities are. So we look to our members, some of whom are represented here today, to work with us on a regular basis to create the next generation of Bluetooth. And it's a very exciting time for us. So I'll just leave you with that. We've got a technology that's was growing fast and is now actually growing faster. We've got key growth areas such as sports and fitness, wearable technologies, beacons, and smart home. And really, this has become the global technology standard. Bluetooth and Bluetooth Smart is the fastest growing wireless technology in history, and we see no reason that will be interrupted anytime in the future. So with that, I'd like to thank you for coming today, and then we'll be introducing our first guest speaker, who will be from NORDIC. ありがとうございます。